sports fans, to another edition of our sports preview show. This is our first edition here of the winter sports season. With me, I've got Mr. Bob Allen and Mr. Brandon Fountain here. First off, we're going to kick off talking about the girls basketball season for high school. It just started last night. Bob, action in the CSA just kicked off last night. Not A-League games, but Big Rapids, Morley Stanwood were in action last night. Big Rapids took a little lopsided loss to McBain last night, but Morley Stanwood picked up a big win over Beale City. So just let's start off with Big Rapids there, looking at that game. Kind of got away from them early. What are your thoughts on the outlook here for the Big Rapids girls heading forward?
Big Rapids is awfully young right now. You know, I think they have only 2 seniors.
Yeah.
They're going to struggle out of the gate until they find their identity and learn their roles. And it's going to take some time. It's not just something that they're going to be able to, keep the ball rolling like they have for a number of years now. And, it might take 5, 6, maybe even longer to they can find that role and they start clicking.
Definitely. I think you're right. Like you said, you got a pretty young team there. Lost a lot of players from a pretty good team last year, so I think there's going to be that little transition period. But I think eventually they'll start to get their bearings a little bit and start to pick up some wins once we get in the conference. Now looking at Morley Stanwood there, got a big win over Beale City last night, non-conference. Got a few key returning players coming back, so what are your thoughts on how the Mohawks are looking here in the CSAA race moving forward here?
I think they're going to be the team to beat in the CSAA. They got a lot of girls coming back from a team that was fairly decent last year. I think they're going to be the team to beat. I don't know how much stock you can put into last night's victory. Beale City is a decent team, but they went to the state finals in volleyball, and I don't know how many girls do both sports, but it's kind of a small school. I imagine that there's some. So it takes a little bit of time to get going, but it's still a big win. And I still think the Mohawks are the best team in the CSAA and team to beat.
As you said, I think looking at the way it's going to fold out, I think the Mohawks definitely have a good shot here in the CSAA. But as we know, first game of the year, we'll see how things go forward as we move on. Now looking at tomorrow on Thursday, Ferris State men's and women's basketball are going to kick off their home schedules with their first GLIAC matches of the year against Lake Erie. Looking at these matchups, Bob, both teams are coming in here, having picked up some wins, had some tough tournaments they played in here before coming in. What are your thoughts on what the Bulldogs, both men and women, are going to have to do to come out with some conference victories tomorrow?
Well, I think with the women, we'll start there first. Colleen, the head coach over there, it's her second year. She's learned some things. And, I think they're going to have to adjust a little bit. She's got to change some things, so there's going to be a little learning curve there. And I think the biggest key for them is they got Christina Branch back down low. She is a force down low, and it gives opponents another person to worry about besides Sarah Deschone, who I think is one of the best players not only in the GLIAC but in the country. She is just dynamite. So for them, they got to learn how to work the inside out, and and Colleen's got to kind of learn how to figure these things out because she didn't have that last year.
Right.
So there's going to be a little bit of learning curve there, but I think they're going to be pretty good this year. On the men's side, you got a whole new coach who wants. I don't know how much he's the same as Coach Saul was.
He's putting in some new systems. Talking to him today, he said he's kind of in the process of working in some new systems there. So
there's going to be a little learning curve, and it seems kind of be a theme here. But there's going to be a little bit of adjustment, and it's going to take a while for that to get going. But I think they're okay because you just judging by some of the scores, they're in games.
Right.
They're just not quite able to finish right now, and I think that's just a matter of time.
Definitely, like you said, I think that's just a process of kind of getting comfortable with each other and getting that system worked out. And you'll see some wins coming here soon because they have the talent. They just need to start getting a little comfortable with each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now looking at the NFL here this week, Brandon, Lions, as much as they try to throw the NFC North away, they keep staying at the top. And obviously on Thanksgiving, they kind of showed what kind of team they can be when they can get out of their own way. So just looking at Thanksgiving game and looking forward to this weekend against Philadelphia, what are the keys to the Lions actually being able to come out and reduce that magic number down from 3 to 2 to get a NFC North title in the playoff spot?
You hit it right on the head, getting out of their own way. Stop the stupid mistakes, stop the stupid penalties, the turnovers. Obviously, Matthew Stafford played really well. You take away the first quarter or the first possession, really, with the Bush fumble on Thanksgiving, you got a pretty flawless game. As for this week, it's going to take a lot to take off Nick Foles from what he's been doing. But that defense is shreddable, and you have Calvin Johnson, who is probably going to play. Reggie Bush is going to play. It's just going to be a tough game for Detroit. I believe it's going to go head-to-head, and they're going to battle it out.
Definitely, like you said, Calvin Johnson's always questionable on the injury report, but he's going to play either way. But yeah, you've got a matchup of two teams here, kind of the same thing. Put up strong offenses, but both are pretty leaky in their pass defense there. So I think it's gonna be a high-scoring game. I think for me, I'll take a Lions victory. Brandon, what are your thoughts?
This is hard because Philadelphia is going on a roll right now. I believe the Lions are going to falter just a little bit, lose by 2.
Bob, what are your thoughts on the game?
The Lions at home are different than the Lions on the road. I'm
Very true, very true.
gonna go with the home team. I'll go with the Eagles, and I think it'll be a competitive game, but I'll go with Philadelphia.
Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks for tuning in to our sports show this week. We'll be back next week, and as always, check out BigRapidsNews.com for all the latest sports news.